And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Cleveland Browns. And it's all up next.
We are just off the shores of Lake Erie in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, as we get set for football here at the always rocking Cleveland Browns Stadium. Coming up, we've got what sure going to be a good one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. Happy to be with you. And CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
The veteran Dustin Hopkins has this one teed up, and we are underway here in Cleveland. This taken in at the goal line. He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Carr right away going to look to throw.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming out 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Carr going to throw.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. Linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Jakeem Grant deep for Cleveland.
Taking it about the 36. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That sun's going to be a factor all game long. I'm not sure it made a difference on that one, but it's something to think about on all deep throws during this time of year.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Saints will have the football back. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. To throw, it's Carr. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Sione Taki from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Jordan Elliott drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Here's Lou Hedley now.
Here comes Grant on the return. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A great return there of 22 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. Fights loose. Oh, a solid stiff arm. It's an open field. And he's taken down inside the 30. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. He's settling in nicely in the first quarter, running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash, dropped at the one. 59 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. He's off to a great start here in this first quarter. It seems like this defense is probably going to have trouble containing him.
I would agree with that. I love the observation. And here's the thing. Their game plan coming to fruition. You knew that they came in thinking that they could run it, and now they're proving that they can and doing it in a big way.
On first and goal, they'll try the option left. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Deshaun Watson keeping it himself for the yard now. And the Browns are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And maybe there that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jordan Elliott. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. It's fielded at the 45. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Chubb.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
Unable to corral him. He fights through. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson. Second touchdown of his opening quarter. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of every...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Myles Garrett, what a start to this ball game. Still in the first quarter, and he now has 3 sacks on pace for double digits.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Myles Garrett. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. Cleveland offense making their way out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb.
Now he's loose, got the left sideline.
Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. As these guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and that makes the score 28-0.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run it again with Kamara.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
From midfield, here's Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Well, first down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screen play is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle it for just a short gain.
And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
First down, New Orleans.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
10 more there and another first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
In motion left goes a tight end. On second down, Williams. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. There's the stick. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
A 15-yard touchdown run.
And the Saints are able to at least get one score back.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Fighting his way through contact. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints 20.
153 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Great run there, but it looked like they were going to have it for the stop. He was able to push through. They didn't wrap up defensively.
No, they didn't. All credit to the runner for making it happen, breaking through some contact and going a long way. But the defensive guys, when they watch this on tape, they're not going to be real happy with themselves. They had a great opportunity that they let slip through their hands.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. Escapes the defender. They'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Browns have taken a 5-touchdown lead. He's on pace now for 12 rushing touchdowns, and I think he's making fantasy owners smile.
I think you've got to change something on defense, don't you? I mean, we often talk about using a spy on a quarterback who has the ability to run and maneuver outside of the pocket. Maybe they need to change that to spying him, because this many touchdowns this early, that is demoralizing for a defense. One guy breaking them down.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, put the same tempo, the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So Darius Smith, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Carr.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD.
Well, Charles, things just seem to be getting worse and worse from one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first half performance.
And partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led to a touchdown.
And Brandon, I would say they have a mission on this drive, and the bottom line is protect the football and just put together something that they can let the last drive go. Yeah, it was a bad play. They gave up points, but that doesn't mean it has to go that way the rest of this ball game. Do what you do best on offense and try and put the ball in the end zone yourself.
Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The throw over the middle taken in and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Kamara up the middle. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Here's Lou Hedley on now to punt the football.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
He's looking deep for Bell. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
He's looking deep for Bell. And that's caught inside the 35. And touchdown. David Bell, 75 yards. And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the rout is on here in this first half.
56, Saints 7. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll start with a give to Kamara. Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
At the 31-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 6.
To throw his Carr. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 14. Carr now to throw.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Well, the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
They run the option on 2nd down.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Watson, option left. And they work this near the 5 where they stopped at the 6. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, Parker, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They'll try again with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Nick Chubb on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns extend their lead yet again. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Hopkins with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half.
63, Saints 7. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll run with the backup. This is Williams.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
Now Carr drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting it.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Olave motioning to the left.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sione Taki. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
We'll tell the statistician to add another one to their impressive total today. Great week for the defensive front. A tough one for that offensive line. Quarterback getting right back behind that line, hoping for more time.
Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive. and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now he's loose again. Off to the races, Nick Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown. He goes 86 yards there on the touchdown run. And the Browns just continue to roll. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Saints coming out now to take the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Carr. On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing now is Carr. Olave over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, you're the offensive line. Your big concern, protecting your quarterback, even a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 23. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground.
There he goes again. Nick Chubb.
And finally down at the 9-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He was loose in the secondary over and over and over again. He's got to be getting oxygen at halftime because he put up a month's worth of stats in one half of a football game. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
This is Jakeem Grant. Jakeem Grant now to return.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And this is caught. Touchdown. 55 yards. And the Browns are pouring it on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiving perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
It really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Pushing his way through. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson keeping it himself for 5 yards out. And the Browns are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points.
Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Saints 7. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Saints again ready to go on offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. We know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is how do they play a clean game the rest of this this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Play action. Now it's Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Those have to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Returnable for Grant. Powers through. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. They've got to be saying, boy, thanks for this field position.
Yeah, remember their last drive in which they scored a touchdown. That one also began in excellent field position, so let's see if they can capitalize a second time.
A give running right is Chubb. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Randy, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Again, Watson to keep it.
And he'll be out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
What a run there. You've got speed, elusiveness, escapability all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Browns get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10
at the 33-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On second down, here's Carr. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
And now the third down throw incomplete. It's long.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 22. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Watson on first down. That is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing again is Watson. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns have got it on cruise control.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Here comes Amari Cooper and the rest of the Cleveland offense.
Not a bad day at the office there. Maybe he would like the catch number to go up a little bit, but I think most guys would say 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. That's okay.
I think if the catch number goes up, we start talking about the record books because at that pace, this type of efficiency, oh yeah, I think I'd throw it to him a little bit more often.
Zach Ball there on the tackle. 2nd and 7.
They run it again with Chubb. And they'll take it into the end zone for the Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb
it into 6 points.
Partner, this running back's having a heck of a day on the ground. He just keeps punching it in and rushing for touchdown after touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here? Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Kamara gets it again on second down.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. Third time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Take it at the 37. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns offense trotting back onto the field.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 44. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
Stiff-armed him. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. An excellent run of 22 yards on the keeper and also a 1st down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he claps down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, a 22-yard scamper.
And the Browns extend their lead yet again.
And partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all all the touchdowns scored today? Does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah. A couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is just unreal. Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10. At about the 32. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Holding offense.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
But his linebackers just having one of those days where everything he does is working. I think you got to get a running back in there to help block, double team him, do whatever. Because right now, he's having a ball. Multiple sacks in this one. That one, the quickest.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Here's Carr to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And he's going to go down again. Myles Garrett drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here comes Grant on the return. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And now off to the races, down the right side. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 42 yards. And the Browns just continue to roll.
Well, it has been the passing game that's really been responsible for much of the scoring so far. But let's not forget about this running attack. They're pretty good, too, as evidenced right there.
And I think, Brandon, the fact that they've thrown the ball so well contributed to that touchdown, because that was a defense that was really keyed up to cover those receivers. All they wanted to do was blanket them. They didn't have enough men in the box to stop the run, and you saw the end result.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At their 35-yard line. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And his defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap, because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now Carr throwing on second down.
Downfield, and he's got Olave. Down the right sideline.
Touchdown, Saints.
Chris Olave.
64 yards.
And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
On the return from his end zone is Grant.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Cleveland.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from a special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. Well, this certainly feels like complimentary football to me, partner, because the momentum from the team's touchdown drive looks like it's made its way over to the defense. They're working together in tandem now. Offense gets in the end zone. Defense with a big sack on the first play of the following drive.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw, it's Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Fights him off, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
I like the thinking there, because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against him. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for him on third down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together, as that brings up another fourth down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. They'll look to set up his blockers. And they can't bring him down. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Another opportunity now for the Browns offense.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 43.
They'll start with the option.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Playing success in this game already. 2 touchdown catches, but that was a very dangerous throw. But you have to understand, with 2 catches already for touchdowns, they're going to try and force it to him at times as well.
And look at this, another fake. And this is caught. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, a 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the 4th quarter to grow that lead.
I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling with this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Carr going to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a ground sack. Myles Garrett. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
I wish his staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. Carr now on 1st down. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Myles Garrett, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
And you can say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Carr.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen. Despite the...
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Myles Garrett coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 56 yards. And the Browns are pouring it on.
Well, obviously, Charles, no more points were needed, but some teams just can't resist the urge to keep adding on, and they did just that here in the 4th quarter.
And we've certainly been on the call to see many teams do exactly that over the years, Brandon. Some to even more impressive degrees. In the end, it always goes back to there's still a defense out there, and it's still a game of NFL football. So if you don't like what's happening, it's up to you to get them stopped.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson and his touchdown run. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At about the 32.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Carr now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time. Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Now Carr.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Sione Takitaki able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork, but he's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. We paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown. Nick Chubb, 66 yards. And the Browns have got it on cruise control. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long where they've handed him the football. He's taken it and found the end zone. He is so locked into that so-called zone, I don't think they're going to get him out of it in this one.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Here's Carr. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, credit him with his sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
I don't know if he was just working through progressions or just unaware of the pressure, but no matter. Excellent work by the defense to get him to the ground before he could escape the pocket.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Now we're behind his man, incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That's taken on the 25. And there he goes again. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsey? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points, dig them all out.
That's what you again, a big-time producer, keep him here. I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays, really hurts the team on defense.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb finding the end zone yet again. And the Browns extend their lead yet again. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
Hopkins with the extra point, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
New Orleans offense back out and ready to go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now Carr.
On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taking the lead. Myles Garrett, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they love this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, we'll just aim the camera for the post-game handshake because that one might be a little bit on the tense side the way that this one is turning out.
31 yards there and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game will breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added to the totals.
What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Now Carr. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 47-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
He completes it to Olave.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camp, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
Lounging around with my crew just chillin'. I'm wearing black and white, but I ain't no villain. When all of a sudden I get this rumbling feeling. It's my stomach, it's telling me I need to be grillin' some hamburgers, you know, that big fat and juicy, the ones that be having you licking your lips profusely. And when you take a bite, you no longer feel down, cause with that taste of perfection in your mouth, you can't frown. Life's so good when you're eating a burger. It's so unhealthy, it's like artery murder. But you don't even care cause it tastes so good. It's like hamburger, 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 yum.
hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.